What's your life goal, and have you achieved it?
Yeah, I married you.
Aw, gross.
You really need to go out there and make sure the whole world hates you.
My butthole is all over the internet.
A fine wine, she keeps me in the basement and pulls me out when she needs me.
If I drink Sambuca, he's getting it.
I bought a case.
Can tell a lot about a person by the way their tits, pussy, or dick looks.
You come near my cheeks and it's not going to be a good day for you, homie. This is going to be special.
Welcome to the Two Onions podcast with Dani Daniels and Vic.
What's up, guys? I'm Dani Daniels, and next to me in the awesome Doctor Who shirt is my husband, Vic. And with us today is such an amazing woman. I'm so excited. It's like the woman of all trades. Skin Diamond, Raylin Joy, Madam Skin. I almost called you Mistress. I almost messed up. Got a punishment.
Oh, yeah, bend over. It's time already.
Don't threaten her with a good time.
My favorite Scottish human. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting. I wish we could do this in person, but you know what? I'm so happy to see you guys. I miss you.
I miss you.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Dinner with Dani was the last time I saw you.
Yeah, when you came on the show.
I'm trying to think, did we see you once in LA when we were out there?
No, I
don't think so. I think the last time was the TV show.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Time flies when you're stuck in the house and can't leave.
I know. No, this year has lasted so long and already it's like, wait, it's almost autumn.
Yeah. I'm like, it's August.
This started in the winter and it's going to end in the winter. It's like...
So what have you been doing inside? Have you been working on some music stuff? Have you been I see you're dominate. There's so many things I want to talk to you about because you're, like I said, you do so many cool, rad, creative things. So,
yeah, I mean, lately I was supposed to be doing Exotica all this year, but that kind of changed. So instead, I decided with my partner to launch an Onlyfans. Yes! We're just going to be in the house, fucking and doing our projects anyway, so we might as well just share it with the world. Yeah. So that's been a really fun adventure.
But you on your OnlyFans, you've been focusing on dominatrix stuff, right?
A little bit of both. So I like to do the domination stuff. I have some long distance submissives and slaves that I Skype with and do that kind of thing. And that's always fun because it's it keeps you on your toes. It's not the same as being in a real session where you can I'm just gonna hit you now, So you gotta do it a little bit differently, and that's been an interesting challenge, and it's also been really fun. But we've also been working on this Goddess Complex series that we just started.
I saw those photos. You look amazing. And your partner is so talented in photography. So it's just I geek out. I have a list of accounts I like to creep on, and yours is at the top of the list.
So before we go any further, shameless plug, what is your OnlyFans?
Oh, yeah.
OnlyFans. It's Skin Diamonds. OnlyFans, Skin Diamonds. I have links for it all over my social media pages, so it's really easy to find. So just follow me on Instagram, RayJoyCat, or you can follow me on Twitter, skin_diamond.
Yay!
Cool. So we got the shameless plugs out of the way. So now more about what you're doing. Get more into the details.
So it's kind of funny. I mean, you kind of have to. It's kind of a long-winded story because there's a lot to it. So the way my partner Dietrich Compt and I met, it was kind of a random, we have a mutual friend and I was doing a photo shoot with, and he was there shooting. And then we started talking about this series that he wanted to do, highlighting the different goddesses. And one of them the one that he really had in mind for me was Inanna, who is I have been obsessed with for a few years now and researching really heavily. So
did he know you were obsessed with her before?
No.
Oh, that makes it even better.
Yeah.
And so we were let's have a meeting to do the shoot. And I remember I just glanced at his Instagram and was holy shit, that's amazing. Yes. I barely even had to look because he's an incredible artist. And so we had a meeting, and then it ended up being the best sex I had in years. And it totally like flipped everything for me. Because at the time I was just focusing on doming, was not interested in submitting to anybody or like, you know, kind of letting myself go in that way. And yeah, it was really incredible. And then it kind of sparked this idea of this series with the goddesses, starting with Inanna, and it's a storyline with several different shots that are all very, very like involved. Like he builds all of his sets and paints and
you
pretty
guys
complex.
like you like painted these like beautiful murals on the walls, and I was like, oh my god, I hope that's there forever because it's so rad.
Well, unfortunately we moved from that space, so they probably painted over it, which is really
my heart.
But we're gonna make new arts. We're gonna
deal. More murals.
But basically, the idea with this Goddess Complex series is that we want to show how all of these goddesses, all of these. Inanna is a goddess of love and chaos. If you haven't heard of her before, and she's pretty badass. You know, she really commands her sexuality, and it you know really encouraged me to do the dom thing in the first place. So basically after Inanna's story, it will go on to a new goddess's story. So we're going to be doing Isis, Persephone. I believe I've talked to you about
that. Persephone's my fave. I'm like, I volunteer as tribute if you need me.
But yeah, it's going to be like ongoing for as long as we want to do it. So that's been fun.
What was it like embodying her, especially because it's somebody you admire? Did it come naturally to you? Was it?
Well, it was a really fun shoot, but it was actually really stressful because I had my snakes. And at one point, I was like holding my snakes in my arms like this, and they just, I had this really long wig on, and they just started crawling into the weave and got really tangled, and it was really stressful because I had these long nails, so I couldn't really do anything. The pictures were great.
So immediately you became Medusa, a new goddess.
Yes, it changed to Greek.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool. Do you guys? What is your plan for when you guys like shoot everything? Are you going to do a book? Or are you going to do like an art show?
Eventually, I mean, right now we just started a Patreon, but we want to eventually. I mean, Diederik wants to make a book, so that's definitely on the table.
What's the site that people can go if they want to like contribute?
If they want to find us on Patreon, it's The Goddess Complex.
There you go. Check it out. I'm excited. Yeah, like when we can leave the house again, I want to come out. I will totally do it. I want to just hold your snakes. Like, I just don't even care.
You know, I still have this Nessie floaty that we need to use.
Yes, we had talked about this. Yeah, we wanted to wear like Scottish bikinis and be on a Nessie floaty and like shoot for our Onlyfans.
But we got to do that in Scotland, in Loch Ness.
Yes!
I mean, if you're going to do it right.
Yeah, you know, in summer.
Yeah.
Summer, yes.
The rain and cold.
Yeah, in the heat of August, which in Scotland is like 70.
Yeah, it's still going to be cold. But no, that's what the whiskey's for. That's why it's Scottish drink whiskey.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Nips that cut glass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were up there in September, and it's like, it's starting to get cold already. So,
What part of Scotland are you from? I don't think I actually know.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I suck.
What's that?
What part of Scotland
are you actually from?
Well, I grew up in Fife, which is an area just north of Edinburgh. That's also where St. Andrews is. So you've been there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know exactly. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So there's a town called Dunfermline. That was the first capital of Scotland, and I lived around there. I lived in Inverkeithing, Rosyth, and Dunfermline. We moved around a lot, so it was kind of all over.
Yeah, I know. Becca's like, I hope she has a Scottish accent.
There's the Scottish accent. It's coming out. Now we can talk about Iron Brew.
Oh, I miss it though. I miss it so much.
At some point, we should like coordinate our schedules so we're there at the same time. Because I love it there, and so does Vic.
Oh, that would be amazing. Because I'd love to show you like all of like the places that I frequented when I was growing up as a teenager. That'd be so fun. I'd love to show you around. That'd be amazing.
Oh, you were a topic of discussion as we circled the entire. And when we found the Iron Brew gum.
Oh yeah.
This is the first thing she said is, I gotta get this. I gotta send it out to Skin.
I love it. So are you still making music?
I am still making music. I have been doing a whole different project from what I've released so far. So it's still kind of hush hush. I don't want to talk about it yet, or I can't talk about it yet.
Okay.
I really want to talk about it.
That makes me show so after we're done, please.
I wanted to show you a sneak though, like when we're off there.
Yeah. I'm gonna be selfish. It's for me, not.
Yes.
Are you happy with the like without giving anything away? Are you happy with the direction you're going? Is it?
Yes, it's honestly the first time I felt extremely comfortable in the studio, and like I would go in because at the time when I was really heavily working on this before the pandemic started. Yeah. I was going into the studio and I'd be so depressed and like I was going through a lot, and I would leave the studio like super happy, even though what I'm singing about maybe is like not the happiest thing. Like it just gave me so much fucking energy, and it's been really, really refreshing and really exciting, and it's completely different than I think anyone expects, which is why I don't want to say anything.
Even like hearing you talk about it, like you're glowing and you're smiling, it's just so nice to see. It's really, really cool. I'm excited. Yeah, when we're done here, I want to know.
But I am going to be releasing some old demos that I've worked on like previously they're too good to just sit on a hard drive. So I'm going to be uploading those to my SoundCloud.
What's your SoundCloud?
Very soon. So you can find me just Raylin Joy on SoundCloud. And I also have links to it on my website, raylinjoy.com.
I love it. We're getting all the plugs in today.
Yeah,
That's the way it should be.
Is there anything you don't do? Like, I love it so much.
It's been a journey.
How is doming a new thing? Because I know you've always been to BDSM. It's kind of how like you and I kind of first clicked. Have you always been into doming, or is that just like a completely new thing for you?
Well, I started out in the scene identifying as more of a very particular submissive. Like I just thought I was all sub, and I was in the fetish scene before porn even. So I always loved the idea of doming, but I felt like I wasn't ready yet. Like I still needed to like experience some more shit. Mm-hmm. But what I ended up experiencing through being a submissive was that I'm not that submissive. So, like when I would be doing shoots and this was like back in towards the end of when I stopped shooting like 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would always have really positive experiences working for like Kink.com or BDSM like-minded production companies where that's fetish is what they do. Mm-hmm. But there were like some of the more like mainstream sets, like it's like the idea of wanting to do the BDSM thing is there, but without the care that would go into mm-hmm. a heavy scene like that. And I remember like my boundaries were crossed several times because I am known for being a heavy bottom and I'm a freak. So, I would go on
Don't make you a bad person.
No, I'll make you a fun person.
Oh, it's always the quiet ones. But I would go on set and like have a conversation with my talent partner. And I remember like one specific scene where I asked, you can do anything, just don't hit me in the face. Like, I don't want to get slapped in the face. Just not into it today. Yeah. And it was a really intense scene where like at one point I was like back to the wall on my knees and getting violently face fucked. And the dude kept slapping me in the face, even though I specifically told him not to do that.
Jesus.
And I fucking flipped out. It's probably in the video, but I like lunged like a cat and ended up scratching his chest and was like, if you're gonna fuck my face, and fuck it. And I was so mad. And then he had to take a minute, and I shouldn't be laughing
because it's horrible that he crossed your boundaries, but I can also see you like ninja catting him.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the like more like lighthearted entertaining ones, but like there were several scenes like that I did that kind of made me like not want to submit at all to anybody. Like I really.
And then also, I don't know if you're similar, but like for me, like saying a safe word is like I'll be a brat and be like, I'm not gonna fucking say it. I'm not gonna fucking, you know what I mean? So I think people, I don't know. It's tricky because you are an amazing sub. So it's almost like this challenge of people pushing your limits, but too far.
Yeah, but like, I mean, in the world of BDSM, if you say specifically, don't do this, then you don't do it.
Like, big hard no is a hard no. There's no excuse. There's no reasoning. That's it. And so when someone crosses that boundary, I mean, like, you deserve to get scratched. Like, you deserve to have ninja cat skin on your back. Like, in my opinion, that's
but then I took a long break because I mean there was a lot going on, you know. There was also, I mean, right now I find it very interesting because in the porn world, a lot of people are getting called out for inappropriate behavior. A lot of companies are getting called out for being racist, which I think is a long fucking time coming.
And
I'm all for it. It's because like the thing with racism in porn, it's so ingrained. Like it's like that's just how it is, you know. Like girls can charge way more for their first interracial scene, but that doesn't happen for black. Like that only happens for white girls. That doesn't happen. For
and like that was like it was funny because you were one of my first girl scenes. And it was like technically, if you want to get down, it was like an interracial scene.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, that's what it was.
But no one would call it that because we were two women. But if I was to have my talent be a male, now it's this huge thing. It's like, where's, you know, or if I work with, if I work with a Spanish performer, if I work, it's just like, but it's only like white girl fucks black dude. It's never any, you know.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. And that can get heavy after a while, you know, like, especially like, I mean, I was very lucky as a performer because, you know, I'm very different. I'm a weird, like Scottish girl that's black and a goth. I don't know, but
you don't fit into a category.
No, you're very,
you're not. You can't really pin you down, which is good. That's the way you should be.
So I was very, very lucky in my career, but I did see like a lot of things in the industry that really bothered me. Like most black girls, like they'll only be on the cover of a porno DVD if it's a black girl movie, not if it's like a bunch of different girls, then it's always gonna, because some production houses they don't want people to think it's a black movie or
and then like my problem would be like it would be a black girl on a movie cover and it would be like Black Girl 6. You're like, are you fucking kidding? Like
thanks for being so fucking obvious. It's just, like,
and the argument is like, you know, people, you know, I feel like porn is so heavily guided by search terms and like things that are trending, but I don't think that gives you an excuse to charge more. In my opinion, I mean, I don't think that you should be, just because a person's race, you should be getting more of a paycheck. You know.
No, that, you know, it's funny because you're dividing a line here, because obviously if somebody wants to find a black girl, they got to be able to search black girl, but there should be equality in pay, and I would imagine black male talent at some point have to be aggravated with forever you're going to be the guy who comes in and fucks the white girl while the white husband sits in a corner. You know, at some point that's got to weigh on you. Like you said, it's got to be like, come on. I mean, how many times can I have one good scene where it's just I'm in love with the girl and it's like pretty porn?
Yeah, and that's what I think needs to be more of a discussion. It's not that interracial porn is bad. That's like, but it should be more actually interracial. Like it's different races, not just black and white people. Right. And it's highlighting the beauty of our differences and not exploiting the the stereotypes. Like,
yeah, or making it taboo when it's not.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I agree.
But yeah, there's been a lot going on, and it's really, I think it's positive steps, you know, like if you're going to draw the poison from the wound, you're going to get a bitter taste in your mouth.
Yeah, and you know, I think, you know, especially like porn on Twitter, it's like the Wild West over there. Like, but at least it's being talked about, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's great. Everyone's talking about it, and I think it's amazing.
Hopefully some good comes from it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see. It is porn.
But that's why it's so amazing to be in an age where women can take control of their careers a lot easier than it was like 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah. We were talking about that the other day. Is like, it's so nice. I mean, in so many different ways. One, we're in an industry where women are the top of it. You know, we make good money. We are our own boss. We're in control of our own brand. We can do whatever we want. And like now, we're not relying on, you know, the mainstream porn companies to call us. We're creating for our OnlyFans, we're camming, we're, you know, doing live shows, doing our own websites. Like, you're in complete control of your income, basically. And I don't feel like that's ever happened.
And then it's cool because then you can be pickier with who you want to work for. You don't just have to work for anybody and everybody. You can pick and choose, like, well, I really like this company's aesthetic, and I really like what they stand for, or, you know.
Yeah, it's like, instead of saying like, oh, I got to answer the phone because I need the check, you could be like, well, I just like shooting for Kink, so I'm just going to shoot for them. And then the rest of the time I'll do my OnlyFans, or I'll do whatever. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the scenes work out better if all performers are interested in the scene and it's not just a paycheck.
Yeah.
You know, if there's
Or
something more to it.
with, or, you know. Like, for example, like, if I was still shooting in the industry, like you and I'd call you up because we have great chemistry. I'd be like, hey, you want to bang? Like,
Yeah. And then we'll take a picture.
yeah, like, instead of just like rolling the dice of who you get matched up with and hoping, you know.
Exactly. There is a lot more freedom. And I really admire you specifically for that, because I feel like you were one of the first girls to just do something really like unusual and be like, I'm not going to shoot for anybody else anymore. I'm going to move to New York, the other side of the country.
I didn't want to be tempted. I didn't want to be tempted with it. I didn't want the phone to ring and be like, oh, well, it's only a 20-minute drive. I wanted to like cold turkey and try it, you know, just try to do my website and chug along, and it ended up working out, but I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm thankful for the mainstream companies, and like, yeah, I mean, everyone's had, you know, a shit experience here and there, but for the most part, I'm thankful that, you know, because for popularity purposes and everything, but I love shooting for myself.
You know,
I love it.
It's funny. It took porn 60 years to break out of what Hollywood did in like the 50s and 60s, the studio system where the studios created the stars and created everything. And that busted up in the late 50s, early 60s. It took you guys till about 2019. So you're a little behind the curve. But the internet improved everything, because now you can put your stuff out there and you're not a slave to, like you said, the box cover and the companies. You can do it yourself. Doesn't matter who's on the box cover anymore. No one buys the boxes.
Yeah, that is so true. That is
you're the box cover because it's you. You know?
I always ask, like, you know, because you are shooting for your OnlyFans or you're doing your own content, for people listening that are content creators, do you have any advice for shooting from home, or things that help you like stay organized or motivated, or just any tips or tricks?
Well, I think for me, honestly, I'm still kind of experimenting with it, because it was about 4 years before I had shot. I mean, I've been doing music and other things and doming and stuff for so long that I was kind of like, oh, I have to relearn how to do this. Oh yeah. And I'm kind of like, it was kind of like putting the training wheels on for a second. But I for my OnlyFans, I really want it to be mainly just like me and my partner being ourselves, and like, you know, have some setup stuff, but I really like to be spontaneous with it, and like the handheld camera. I think it's
I think that's
when you feel like you're kind of encroaching on someone's personal personal.
Yeah, but that's
It's
but that's gotta look. It's gotta look better. It's gotta, it's good. There's gotta because there's real emotion and there's real fun happening. So it has to look better rather.
And you're
than
probably happy because you're
bullshit.
like fucking your partner who you care about. You know what I mean? You guys have natural chemistry. It's probably better than any. That's cool. I like it.
My cats are.
I know. I keep peeking at them in the background.
They're back there. They're
Wait,
like,
which
hey,
is
we want to be in on this.
Which is which? I always forget.
The black one is Lucifer, and the gray one is Damien.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And then how many babies? You have a lizard?
I used to have a lizard named Smog. He was a bearded dragon, but he
Smog.
passed a couple of years ago. But right now I have 3 snakes, and we have 4 cats.
4? Does your partner have 2? And then you guys kind of like come.
Well, I have 3 and he had 1. So that was an interesting mix.
Yeah, cats don't mix very well usually. Yeah, when you bring a cat from the outside.
Well, his cat as well. Like, she's so vicious. Like, she's so vicious. I've never known a cat who will literally rub on your hand and then in the same movement claw you. You're like, and that's enough.
Kind of like our dog.
Too much love.
Kind of reminds me of Isla, our dog Isla. It's like, Isla's like, pet me now, I'm gonna growl at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's totally like misunderstood teenager dog. It's
And what are the snakes' names?
Well, I have a king snake named Snape. His full name is Severus Mickey Snape the Snake.
Yes.
Severus Snake. And then I have 2 corn snakes, albino corn snakes, that are named Lucius and Narcissa Malfoy.
I just love you.
There's a reason why
This is my podcast notebook.
Oh my god, I don't have that one. Holy shit.
I'll send you the link when we're done.
I think we got that. I think we got that in London at Mina Lima. And it was like,
Oh my god. I'm actually reading the Deathly Hallows right now. Again.
Yeah, there's a reason why the 2 of you are really good friends because
We're
you're
both, like the same
the
nerdy
yin and
shit.
yang are the same person at this point. So
Because you're Slytherin, right?
No, true.
What? Are you Slytherin? What's your house?
I'm Slytherin.
Same. We are too.
Yeah, it's like person. She's submissive with her partner, dominant with everybody else. You have music, she has art. You're both into Doctor Who, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Did I miss something?
Do you like Star Trek? Are you a Star Trek? Are you a Star Trek fan?
I'm not as big a Star Trek fan, but I did watch it when I was growing up. But I'm not a Trekkie. I'm more of a what else? I'm more of a like Anne Rice fan. So are you into Anne Rice?
Okay, I'm like a little bit, but I'm like still
Yeah, the vampire books.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our one difference.
Okay.
I
guess I'll have one. And then I remember I called, like, you were the first person I told because I did the 23andMe and I found out I was Scottish and you were the first person. I was like,
Yeah.
you won't believe what just happened to me. I was so excited.
Yeah, you guys are both Scottish. You both like whiskey. And I am sure being technically in the middle between the 2 of you, most guys are going to agree you're both hot as fuck.
Oh, thanks.
So, yeah, you guys got a pretty good thing going on here between you 2.
Yeah, we have to go to Scotland together. I don't know why it happened already.
We'd also be like monsters. Like,
Well, the worst part is we made friends with like the distillers and some of the distilleries, so we can have a really good time.
Oh no!
especially on Isla. Especially on Isla, like we made friends with a bunch of the guys. I know they're watching, so Barry and Colin, we're gonna take her over and we're gonna have some fun. So.
You know what? I think I had some whiskey from Isla, and there's this Scottish restaurant in Burbank called the Tam O'Shanter. It's called the Tam O'Shanter, and I think they have a Scotch from there. And I had it, and I thought of you.
You actually drank it in Dinner with Danny because Lefroy is from Isla, so you were drinking Lefroy during the TV show.
There you go. I love Lefroy.
Yeah.
all right, let's get nerdy. Favorite doctor?
Ooh, I mean, it's a really, really close tie with like Tennant and Matt Smith. That's like my favorite era of like writing, because I love this season with Amy Pond because of course she's fucking Scottish. And she's hilarious. And then River Song. I mean, that season was just like I remember like crying watching it the first time. This is the best show. So yeah, I think that's probably gonna be it.
Mine's probably, I used to like Tennant a lot because he's just like totally fuckable. But I like Capaldi because he's an asshole.
And
he's
Scottish.
Yeah. And I like Eccleston because he was the one that got me into it. So, because I watched the new ones, the new ones first. And then I was like, what is this show? I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I'm old school. I'm an old Baker fan, you know, because he was the doctor, Tom Baker, when I was watching it when I was a kid. So,
Yeah.
but I actually liked Capaldi just because he was an asshole and because he would always play his guitar and be an asshole. It was great.
Exactly. And I love Capaldi because he drank. Like none of the other doctors really drank that much. But then like his first episode, he's got whiskey. I was like, oh yeah, he's brilliant.
His first episode, he's like, don't be lasagna. I was like, I fucking love him.
Yeah.
I love him. He's a dick. I'm into it.
He was also just genuinely a great human being. Like there are a bunch of stories about him reaching out to like teenagers and people who wrote the doctor and taking his time to write them back. So it was kind of cool to read about like how he handled being the doctor because it was so important in Britain. So
yeah, totally.
I love it. I can talk about nerd shit all day, but I'm sure people want me to get to the good
well,
part.
when you get to the front, I gotta ask you, what's your favorite Harry Potter movie?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna go with. Well, honestly, I'm not a fan of the movies. I really try hard to like them. I like the later ones better. Because I feel like the writing got a little bit, I'm such a big fan of the books. I read the books like 12 times before I ever saw the movies.
Awesome.
So now when I watch a movie, I'm really annoying. So I'm like, well, actually this happened this way. So that's why that influenced this. So if you think about it, so I'm really annoying to watch.
So don't watch it with you. Got it.
So
I can shut up. Just give me some alcohol.
So switch that. What's your favorite book then? What's your favorite book then?
My favorite book is Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince?
Yeah,
It's so yeah.
I love that one, and Prisoner of Azkaban's probably my favorite.
I love that one too.
Both the book and the movie, but even though there was differences in it, both the book and the movie, I love that one. So
yeah, I think the movie I like the Half-Blood Prince too. Like I like the book and I think that's one of my favorites.
I love Snape. So and I love that he's like kind of the focal point in that one. So yeah,
he's the best character in the damn movie. So.
All right.
Fan questions.
So for those of you that are still listening after our nerd talk,
this has been our nerd TED Talk.
I do have a couple of fan questions for you. First fan question, what sets your heart with passion?
Wait, what?
No, you can't ask that because I asked that. Next one.
Why? Okay, I can't ask that, I guess. We kind of talked about this a little bit, but someone asked, are you planning a comeback?
Well, I might be tempted to shoot for like a company or two. I'm still kind of deciding. I mean, obviously right now I'm just shooting for myself, but I mean, I'll never say never. Usually if I say I'll never do something, I end up doing it anyway, so.
I like that your cat is sitting behind you, like kind of in agreement.
Yeah, he's like nodding his head. Like Lucifer's like looking in. Yeah. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, folks. You
Another
never
fan
know.
question: favorite food? I always get this all the time.
That's so
Haggis, right?
because I love food. Anything with cheese is great. I love cheese and all kinds of cheese, like except really smelly feet cheese. I'm not into the like really smelly. It can be a little smelly.
I like
not
the really
like
smelly
the kind
ones
that
that smell like dead body. I'm like,
Yeah.
you like the smelly.
We've got to take you to our favorite restaurant in London, the Clove Club, which is run by a Scottish chef that does haggis croquettes that are freaking out of this world. Out of this world. Like, keep sending them out to me until I choke. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Wish list of people to dom, if you have one. And I'm like, look, I don't know what else was a part of the question, but I'm thinking of it as like
Celebrity.
anybody.
Oh, I was thinking of it as like celebrities or people in the past or,
Well, oh my God, I feel like I'm overwhelmed now. My brain is. Can we come back to this one? I want to think about it. Right.
And favorite fetishes.
Favorite fetishes. I mean, I love breath play. That's one of my favorite ones.
Like involving water or holding your breath or choking or all the above.
All of those things are great. On Dietrich and I's third date, we ended up fucking so much. At one point, he was water dunking me in the bath. And that's when I was like, okay, I think this person might be
I might be in love. Is he?
Oh, that's great.
You don't have to answer this question if it's too personal, but was he dominant beforehand and like into the BDSM community? So was it like a perfect like connection, or was he not into it and then you kind of got him into it?
He was definitely into it before meeting me. He actually worked briefly as a dom in New York, a male dom in New York.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that's been really fun because, you know, like it's been nice to really explore my submissive side again after so long with someone who like is really so yeah.
Also someone that like knows what they're doing. If he worked as a dom, he obviously is experienced. You're not like having to teach, you can just enjoy.
Yeah, because I mean, teaching is fine, but sometimes you just, you know, the whole point is you just want to like let someone else completely take control. So if you're like telling them what to do, it kind of like defeats the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have recommendations for people that are couples that want to explore BDSM on like how to talk about it or how to talk about safe words or boundaries for those?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many podcasts that like are BDSM related that could be checked out. There's also a lot of books. One that I have is a consensual sadomasochism, and that's like pretty much like a little like guide to everything, an introductory guide for everything. There's also the Ultimate Guide to Kink, which is a good one. But I honestly recommend just kind of like just relax and kind of like let yourself experiment too, like because sometimes you don't really realize you're into something unless you try it. So if you've never tried anything before, then just like if you're reading something or something really like, because you'll know, like you'll read something and you'll go, oh, I never thought about it like that before. And then, you know, and then you'll maybe try it. And then that's usually how it goes. It's not like you're born knowing what your fetishes are.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You got to test the waters a little.
Exactly. And there's stuff that I didn't realize I would ever be into until it was done to me in a session. And I was like, oh great, this is cool.
Put that on the yes list quickly.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I was like, oh, I strangely really like that.
Yeah, but that's why it's so important to just like communicate. Like if there's anything that you definitely don't want on the table, bring it up beforehand. And if during the scene things are getting a little beyond your comfort zone, like speak up. That's the beauty of consensual BDSM is that, you know, you're supposed to talk about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Are you an aftercare person?
Oh, for sure. Aftercare is very important.
I feel like not enough people talk about that.
I don't think most people even understand the term, so you might want to define it.
Well, aftercare, it is very much how it sounds. So after, like, you know, if I had just been beating someone to the point where they have welts and, you know, it was a really heavy, there's a lot of sweat going on and, you know, you're testing limits. After that, you want to take a break and just kind of relax. And usually aftercare involves just talking normally and cuddling or whatever, you know, even like as a submissive, just sitting at your dominant's feet and cuddle and like put it with your head on their knee can be extremely comforting, being pet, like, and it's a very like endearing part of the process, you know. It's the like, that's like the loving side of BDSM is like, okay, you're very good, you just did so good, You
Yeah.
took such a beating. You're so good. Now you get to rest.
I feel like it's important. I don't feel like it's done enough. I think it's, it is like it has to be like a balanced scale. I mean, like, especially for us, like, I'm a cuddler after. I like to just, like, zone out, be cuddled, have my hair played with or my back scratched. And it's, like, just, like, this nice reset. I don't know. So.
Yeah, everyone loves that. I mean, unless someone's really into humiliation and they just want to be thrown in a cage.
Yep.
Yep. Sometimes that's the aftercare.
Like the time
then
of
get the cage.
Yeah, like the time of the cage is their aftercare. I mean, yeah, it's like, what do you want? Like communicating that with your partner.
Yeah.
I love it.
You get to answer my questions now.
Okay. Oh, very organized.
Yes.
Okay.
So first question, what's the most annoying question people ask you?
Probably just the most common one is, where is your name from? Because I'm like, well, I don't know. Where do you think it's from? It's Skin Diamond. It's weird as hell. I don't even know. Well, I do.
I just picked 2 names in the dictionary. Give me a break, would you?
It's just, it's my email and another name. It works.
It worked. You remember it, right? So it worked.
I like it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
What is your favorite way to eat a potato?
Ooh, baked potato. I said that really fast.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, that is her definite answer.
Baked potato with beans and cheese on it. Like Heinz baked
The old school, yeah.
I can sit and eat beans on toast every day for the rest of my life and be completely content. It's so good. I think you told me about the cheese, and I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, put cheese on it too. It's so great. Makes it like a million times better.
Now I want Heinz beans.
Now we're going to buy Heinz beans after this. Heinz, if you're looking for a sponsorship, right here. What would the title of your autobiography be?
Honestly, the first thing that comes into my head is Diamond a Dozen, but that doesn't make any sense. So that's not my answer.
I like it though.
I don't know. I've never thought about that actually.
I like that. I like that answer though, because it could be whatever you want it to be then.
Yeah.
What would you say the biggest turning point in your life has been so far?
I think the most like okay, I have a few things, but definitely my spontaneous decision to move to LA about 10 years ago was definite. Like that just turned my life upside down, and it ended up.
Did you go straight from Scotland to LA, or did you have an in-between?
I was supposed to move to London. I'd actually moved to London pretty much. I was just waiting for my house to be ready, and I was like, I'm gonna go to LA for a bit first. And then I just never came back. And it was very it was kind of fucked up, honestly. I was just very I don't want to leave. What if something here to work? I don't care. And then and I did. And then I got into porn, and then I, life just went, woo. So that was probably one of the biggest turning points.
Sounds pretty
but
big.
also quitting porn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was
music was huge too, because that was another here's your life.
What made you just we had talked about your boundaries being pushed and all the unfortunate events that had happened, but what made you wake up one day and just be like, I'm done?
I think I was kind of nearing the point already. It was getting to the point where working was no longer really fun like it used to be. It was turning into a job. So I was like, And then also I had started writing music, and I just wanted to do that. I was like, I want to just focus on this. And I think I learned more about myself than I had, ever known just by that journey of leaving everything abruptly and just being like, okay, I'm done. And then, it was kind of crazy and abrupt, but again, I guess I do that, I moved to LA randomly and then I'm like, okay, I'm done now.
Yeah, then go with your gut aspect. You're like, if I'm done, I'm done. That's it. I just, when I moved to New York, it was similar. I wanted to paint, and I was like, that's it. I woke up one day and I was like, I'm fucking leaving. When you know.
What are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of, you know what? I'm most proud of this album that I'm writing. Cause it's
Looking forward to this. What takes up too much of your time?
Being distracted by my cats. Okay. And it's worse because I'm always home.
Yeah, right now, right? You're locked down at home, so you and the cats.
Are you like the person that, like, if they're doing something cute, you'll just stop everything, or?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And just be on the floor. Like my neighbor has found me on the floor talking to a cat like on 3 separate occasions where I'm just like butt in the air like, oh, hi.
So, does your partner experience having a conversation with you and in the middle of it, you now start talking to your cat because they did something cute?
Oh, I do that all the time with my.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
He and I have to have a conversation because I'll be in the middle of like talking about, I don't know, paying the mortgage, and she'll start talking to the cat, the dog, and taking
Mr.
pictures.
Darwin, look at you, you're so handsome. And I'll just like start talking to him. He's like, I'm talking to you, and I'm a human being.
And that's like, yeah, and then I just okay, it is what it is.
It's bad.
What is your favorite smell?
Ooh, petrichor.
What's that?
The smell of dust after it rains.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
That's a good word.
That's a great word.
Yeah.
I know that exact smell. It's so funny.
Yeah,
like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
One.
What gets you fired up?
Ugh. The patriarchy.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, I think a lot of things are getting me fired up right now. Yeah, I've been doing some active
unscroll the list. It bounces across the.
outside. No.
Anything beyond these walls.
Yeah.
What do you wish you knew more about?
I wish I knew more about dark matter because that really freaks me out.
Have you read Neil deGrasse Tyson's Astrophysics for People in a Hurry?
No, but I feel like I should read that.
That would answer your question. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I love space in the same way. It's like, it's a good, and it's a quick read for astrophysics.
So the little side note, and you'll appreciate this, the guy who wrote the music for Dinner with Dani, his name is Chuck Zwicky. His uncle was the guy who discovered dark matter.
Oh.
You can look it up. Yeah. His uncle was the guy who discovered dark matter. And he's the guy who wrote the music for it, and he was actually an audio engineer for Prince.
He's an interesting person.
Oh yeah,
He is as interesting as he sounds.
Yeah, and he's genuinely one of the nicest guys on the planet too, and really smart. But hey, Chuck, if you're listening, a little shout out for you.
But yeah, definitely check that out because I feel I'm the similar where I want to know about space, and it was a good read. It wasn't like put you to sleep read,
That's cool because I think the things that you don't know the most about are the things that scare you the most, and space fucking terrifies me. I will only go to space if an alien takes me. That's it. I'm not going.
Don't say that out loud.
Or a doctor.
Yeah. TARDIS for sure. I'm out of here.
With all the crazy shit going on in 2020, don't say that out loud, or we will go. What the hell happened to Raylin? Where'd she go? She's in outer space. All right, final question. What's the one question you would want everyone you meet to answer?
So if I'm asking them a question?
And they have to answer it. Everybody you meet you get to ask them one question, they have to answer it.
What is the one thing that truly makes you happy? Because I think a lot of people don't answer truthfully or don't even know themselves. So if you could somehow just reach inside their brain and find out what the true answer is, you would know a lot about that person immediately.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Shameless plug time. Fire away.
You can follow me on Instagram, RayJoyCat, Twitter, skin_diamonds. You can also find me on my websites, raylinjoy.com, madameskin.net, and Onlyfans, Skin Diamonds. I have too many links, so just find my Instagram or my Twitter, and I have everything there.
Don't you have a Madam Skin Instagram too? Or is that
yes, I also have a Madam Skin diamonds.
That's my favorite. That's
Yeah,
what I
that's-
creep on because you post the coolest photo. Like, I honestly get like inspired from my OnlyFans through yours.
You got.
I want to shoot a Dom thing, and I just go on your page. And I'm like, ooh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Like, I totally just like creep on you all the time.
You got
It's not weird at all.
You got to do what she did. You got to create one website that has all your links on
Oh
it.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's what I've been planning to do, actually. I'm working on it. Got all the time in the world now.
Yeah.
Unless your cat does something cute, and then just forget it.
It's amazing how we all have all the time in the world, and yet we don't have any time at all.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
I don't understand how that works out.
I don't know. It's pandemic time.
Pandemic, yeah.
If you're listening to this and TikTok still exists, follow me on TikTok, Dani Daniels TikTok. All my things are at Dani'sThings.com. So that's just, yeah, I don't know. That's it.
And go buy my book, Wait for the Corn. I got to send you one.
Yes, I would love to read it.
See, hopefully you enjoy it. It's about being married to this one.
I can't wait to read it, actually.
And if you guys are listening, thank you so much for listening and supporting. Please leave us a comment unless it's a bad comment, and then don't leave it. And share, like, I don't know, do all the things.
Yeah, exactly.
And thank you for coming on.
It was good to see you, even though it's virtual.
It's good to see you. And I really want to meet your snakes.
I would love to have you over. You have to. I have like a little witchy cottage now. It's a yellow house with sunflowers and spider webs everywhere.
I actually want to meet your partner because
Yeah,
I'm sure that we will commiserate a little bit over.
Oh yes, I'm sure you guys will meet.
Yeah, is he German?
He's actually Swiss, Dutch, and Brazilian.
Ooh,
Interesting combo.
That's really
Interesting
cool.
combo. That was one of our last trips. Was actually Zurich. So
Oh really?
yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it's an interesting country, man. It's just you're in the middle of nowhere mountains. It was gorgeous.
Fuck that place. A water is like $10.
That's the other side of it.
But it was beautiful.
It's
Joking aside.
unbelievably gorgeous and incredibly expensive.
Okay, so I'm gonna log off, but don't hang up, Raylin, because I really want to hear your music stuff. But
Yeah, for sure.
So I love you guys. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Thank you.